Hi, everyone. I'm Dick Finnegan, CEO of C-Suite Analytics. And today I'm going to tell you about maybe the worst day of my career that became the best day of my career. And I'm going to title this little tale, My CEO's Turnover Headache, which he tried to make my headache. And I'll bet you've all been in that same chair sometime. So I used to work in HR like many of you do or used to do. And I got into HR by accident, like many of us do. I'm actually a therapist by training, but I spent a long time working for a big banking company. The big banking company was SunTrust Banks. It's now called Truist. And I worked in HR. I got more and more responsibility over the years. And at one point, my CEO called me in and said the dreaded sentence, turnover's high, HR, go fix it. And it really made my blood boil, I will tell you. And I should have been more calm, more cool, but I really wasn't. I really wasn't. And we ended up arguing about it. It was a bad day. And I went home that night worried. I was worked on my resume that night. And my position was, look, there's about 200 branches in this bank. 150 have pretty low turnover, 50 don't. They all have the same jobs, the same pay, the same benefits, the same customers, the same kind of buildings. What's the variable? Hey, it's the boss. And that didn't go over. So I left, and I will tell you, I was irritated and I was scared when I walked out of that room. And 2 days later, I had lunch with the person who ran all the branches, and we made a deal that we would do a road show to all the branches in their groups, and we would make a presentation on turnover and tell them they had turnover goals. Wow, you can imagine. They said, pay, we don't pay enough, healthcare premiums are too high, we don't have pet insurance, whatever. They had all their excuses. And 4 months later, turnover fell 19%. We had saved over $4 million, and the CEO gave me an award. Now, that felt good, but it didn't feel the offset of how bad I felt at that time when he told me to go fix it, and we didn't agree. So onward, turnover stayed down. I got a new CEO, which was good news, and was offered a job by KPMG's International Consulting Division, which I turned down. They said, work for us part-time. The CEO said, you should do this. We made a deal that I actually had 2 jobs as head of HR and as working as a consultant. And so I tried this method. I tried it in Europe with companies. I tried it in Asia. I tried it in South America. Everywhere I went, this worked. This worked. Turnover fell. At that point, I left. And I started a company, and I began working with companies to cut turnover. At one point, I was offered the opportunity to write a book. I thought, cool, but intimidating, because I don't know how to write a book. I don't know enough about this. And I made an arrangement to learn more. My arrangement was that I recalled one evening that the best school in the country for industrial psychology, best graduate school, is at Penn State. I went to Penn State. I have a couple of degrees, but not that one. I found a professor online who was interested in turnover. His name is Murphy. My name is Finnegan. It was probably St. Patrick's Day. And bang, there you go. We made a deal that I would get an unofficial PhD in turnover and pay no money, not get a sheepskin. But Murphy emailed me links to online libraries, dissertations, all this real research, not the things you read in many journals, but real research on how to cut turnover. Got it, wrote the book. The book became a hit. I then got asked by SHRM to write a book about stay interviews, which I mentioned in the first book. I wrote that book. I'll show it to you right now. This is the book. And this is the top-selling book in the history of SHRM, the top-selling SHRM published book in history. So my career went on to where I founded this company, C-Suite Analytics. We work with companies around the country and around the world, big companies, not so big companies, to cut turnover. We consistently cut turnover 30% and more. So I tell you this whole tale because I want you to understand that you are not alone when your CEO says, HR, go fix it, but we are here to help as well. Please contact me. I spend most of my time, it seems, talking to HR executives every day. I'd love to add you to the list, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Stay safe.